That was awesome. Thank you, Steve, Mayor. All right. I think we're getting that ready over there. Good stuff. Okay. Next person up, I want to introduce you. You all know because he was my mentor when I first signed up for the little tea party thing back in April. And Bill Felkner called me and said, "Hey, you need any help?" I'm like, hell yeah! I don't know anyone in the state. And so Bill, along with a great group of people, including Nan here, and a bunch of other folks, got together and put this together, and all of you attended and made it such a great event. Bill is the founder and president of Ocean State Policy Research Institute, a 501c3 nonpartisan think tank in Rhode Island. It's the conservative think tank. And he's going to talk to us about transparency and accountability and how we can take action as citizens in keeping our elected officials on target and telling them when they do need to resign. So, here's Bill Felkner.
Thank you, and you know, Colleen's right. I've been speaking about the 7 capacities and working with Colleen on developing a vibrant grassroots movement. And so I look around and I think back to the April 15th Tea Party and what a historic event that was. And this is really another historic event. So I think we all should give Colleen and yourselves another hand. As Colleen had mentioned in the presentation on the 7 capacities, and as far as Ocean State Policy, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, nonpartisan think tank. And by that I mean we produce research and provide data tools for everyone. I don't care if you're a conservative or a liberal, a Republican or a Democrat. Our philosophy is if the information is transparent and accessible, then people can be held accountable. So as I just threw up a little PowerPoint presentation, I was told that we might not have internet service here, so I grabbed a bunch of screen captures of some of the tools that we provide that should empower you to do the kind of work you want to do. But as I said, Ocean State Policy Research Institute started primarily as a research facility. These are our list of scholars. As Colleen had mentioned about Liberty Legal, these are how the networkings begin. And while they're not always at our beck and call, it really depends on how much money I give them and how accessible they are, but they're all available to us to work on different pieces. When you talk about what we do and why we do it, I'll get into in a second on the transparency side and how to empower you, but the research itself takes action. When we started, we're just over 2 years old. When we started, we really focused on welfare reform, and as Mayor Laffey said, Rhode Island was one of the last states to move from an education-based welfare system to a work-based welfare system. There's a lot of tweaks to iron out, but we've made a substantial gain there. Some of the more focused research we've done that's had recent impact was a report we did on binding arbitration, and Colleen put together a rally up at the State House. She brought up some information she had found, presented the information we had on how much of an impact this binding arbitration would have on budgets, and Colleen, you were very successful at stopping that legislation. And then finally, our biggest challenge this year is on Medicaid. We had just released a report on long-term care reform. It's all available at the website, Ocean State Policy, but in a nutshell, Medicaid is bankrupting us. It is essentially a welfare system for the middle class and affluent. Everybody gets on Medicaid, and now it's gotten to the point where we're rationing everything because we can't supply everything for everyone. And when I talk about action, our friend John Gizzi of Human Events had recently spoken at the White House press room and challenged them on this to say, look, this is what Rhode Island is doing. Will you allow the other states to do it? And our job, we feel this report will sweep across the nation to say, look, Rhode Island's got a global waiver, and Senator Mayer here is very nice to speak with us about it, and I want to mention you later, so don't go anywhere. But that provides us a terrific opportunity. But anyway, that's the research. What I really wanted to talk to you today about was empowering you with transparency and information on your government. We have a website called the Transparency Train, and through that website you'll find a few different pages or separate sites that provide you information. Rhode Island data, Rhode Island votes, school data, and take action. The first one, Rhode Island data. This is a website that you can find every budget, payroll, employee contract, and even the monthly checkbook for the state, your city, town, and even your school district. You can browse through it. I picked Central Falls. It's a rather timely topic right now. Central Falls, you can choose whether municipal or school, and then select from one of the options: budgets, check registers, contracts, and payrolls. This is the one I use as an example in Central Falls for contracts, and then of course, as I said, we're going into our third year now, and you can see the years of contracts that we accumulated, so you'll have this database to go back to. The site, yeah, there we go. No, I'm sorry, back. The site also allows you to do searches through all these documents by keywords, and this is unique. Monique at Acre Rising did a story once on how many people were related to Senator Alves, and I think she found 17. So I punched in Lynch here. It's a popular name in Rhode Island, and you can see that there's 10 items on each page, and there's 16 pages of Lynch's somewhere. And what I find interesting is that Central Falls pops up again, so maybe that'll come up in the next week or so. We'll see. Our next site is Rhode Island Votes. This is a website that has every piece of legislation. We break it down to a sentence so you can understand what it says without reading 40 pages of garbage. And voting records. You can search by keywords, bill number, category, legislator, etc. In this example, I've typed in binding arbitration as a keyword. What you'll find is that last year there were pieces of legislation introduced. And this sentence that I highlighted here, this is what we do. We take that bill, break it down to that sentence. And as we saw last year when Colleen had the rally, the perpetual contract bill was killed, and in lying in wait was this Algeba bill on the binding arbitration. Yep, you're good. And also the website breaks down all the voting records, and this is where I wanted to point out Senator Mayer. Before binding arbitration, there was perpetual contracts, and this flew in stealth through the legislature, and it passed the Senate, and we got word. Only 2 people voted against this. Senator Mayer, a Republican, and Senator Pinga, a Democrat. They were the only 2 people that actually read the bill. Thank you, Senator. And if we had more than 8 legislators, you could see that you were 25% of the Republicans voting against it. Thanks, Jeff. The next site is Rhode Island Schools. This should be out pretty soon. I'm going to share it with you 400 or 500 of my closest friends here. It won't be public for another couple of months. We're tweaking out a couple of things, but I want to show you how it works now. Essentially, you can compare every school district in the state, including the charter schools. You're able to select certain school districts and have over 50 different metrics and criteria. And it'll spit out a bunch of different graphs and to show you how each thing compares: cost per student, enrollment, graduation rate, you name it, we'll have it in the database. And the last one we have here is a simple page called Take Action. If you go to the Transparency Train website, in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see a button for Take Action. This is the enlargement of the button. Go ahead, Joe. And it'll take you to this page. You just click that link. Anything you want to find out about your government, understand it is your government. You pay the bills and you have a right to that information. So you click that link, and we've got a little function there that will write your letter for you. You just punch in what town or what school you want the information from, what information you want, and it'll punch you out an official letter signing the appropriate laws and everything like that. So we provide that so you can take control of your government again. Thank you.